Howdy, howdy. In this video, we're gonna go over how to play a sealed deck in Wonders of the First. We now have play bundles available. And here's something cool. You can do a sealed tournament with just the play bundle. Essentially, you buy into a tournament, you're gonna get one of these, you're gonna open it up, make a deck, and you're gonna play against other people. And obviously everyone uses whatever cards are inside here. You're gonna build a deck out of the cards. I'm gonna go through the rules as they are. I'll put a link down in the description for all the rules. To play a sealed tournament, you're gonna need a play bundle. Usually the venue will supply that when you register and give it to you. But I will tell you this, you'll see exactly why later, but another thing you're gonna need to bring is some card sleeves. Not to protect the cards, but because some of the cards are dual-sided and you need to pretty much declare what kind of card it is. So bring some sleeves. I love the Dragon Shield sleeves, whatever color you want. I'll put a link down below. Or some people in the Wonders community make their own. They have the IP to make these cards. So this one comes from the Legend. He has the Phoenix Quill, and so he has these here. I will be taking these to the sealed tournament in Houston. All right, so let's go over the rules of how to play, and I'm gonna open up a play bundle so you can see how that works with me. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna open up your play bundle, and you're only gonna use the cards that are inside of here. Should I back this out? Let's see, okay. You're only gonna use the cards that are inside of here. You're not bringing any cards with you. That's the great thing about Wonders of the First. You don't need to bring a land box. You don't need to provide your own lands. The venue doesn't need to provide their own lands. All the lands you need, if you need them, are in this box. Why? Well, because one of the first rules of the sealed tournament is you don't use the core card mechanic. You know, normally in Wonders of the First, for example, here in this card here, certain cards have core, meaning you have to play a orbital land, a land of the same orbital in order to play that card. That rule is done away with in here, so you don't need to worry about bringing your own lands, okay? The other thing to keep in mind is your deck is only going to be 30 cards, all right? So in here, you've got 6 packs, all right? 6 packs of 12 cards each. Let me do some math here. 72, you have 72 cards. So you're going to use just under half of the cards available, all right? So you're going to only use cards from these packs. You cannot bring any other cards. You don't need any other cards. And you're gonna ignore the core card, so the core mechanic. So don't worry about that when you're ripping packs and doing that, okay? The other thing too is the tiers of cards. Man, I gotta get this pack open here. Okay, there we go. Card tiers, for example, there are 3 tiers. There's secondary, which means you can play 3 of those. There's primary, which means you can put 2 of those in a deck. And then there's legendary, which means you can only put 1 of those in your deck. In sealed, it doesn't matter. So if you are so blessed to pull 2 legendaries of the same one, 2 Agaric Supremes, for example, you are allowed to use both of those. All right. Now, quickly, what I like to do is just go straight to the hit spot and just make sure I didn't get a Formless Foil, because I want to put that in protection as fast as possible. All right. Now, this is something that throws a lot of people off, but you don't need core cards, but maybe you've got a card, you don't pay attention to the core mechanic, but maybe you've got a card that benefits from having some lands. So you want to have lands in your deck. Well, if you don't pull enough lands, for example, you've got Whirlpool Bay, or maybe you want a Boundless land and you just haven't pulled any on all of your cards here. Well, what you can do is you have these tokens here are double-sided. This is also on the back an Unknown Boundless, and that's a simple land that gives you a Boundless link and gives you 1 action. Now, with 30 cards in your deck, lands, it's a pretty valuable spot. So you have to have a good reason to want to use a land in your deck. But if you do, every pack you open, unless you get some kind of God pack where every pack you open is going to have a token. Every bundle is going to have tokens in it, unless you get a God bundle and every pack has a Formless Foil alt art in it, which, okay, that's fine. Give up. You should automatically lose the tournament if you do that. Okay, just kidding. So anyways, usually you're going to start opening your packs right away. Now, different venues may have different rules. You know, we haven't had too many of these. Some of them will want you to open up your decks blindly and just lay them down. Some of them will let you go through it. I would hope that they'll let you go through it. Hey, look at that, a foil first. Where was I? But yeah, so you, first of all, you're pretty much gonna open up all your packs here. Okay, and for the video, I'm just gonna kind of go through and I'm just checking to see if I got any alt arts in here, because in these play boosters, you have a chance to get an alt art Pink Spore or an alt art Formless Crystal Mouse. Those are very valuable right now, so I don't wanna throw them in a deck just yet. All right, and then the last one here, we're gonna open pack number 6. And nope, no alt arts in this bundle, and that's okay. We got 2 years to try to get them. Okay. All right. So you want to go through and start building your deck. Now you're not going to just pick 30 cards and then just throw the rest out. Okay, because in between rounds, this is from the Wonders rulebook. In between rounds, you can make changes to your deck from these cards. These cards here are your card pool. P-O-O-L. All right, so you can use 30 cards. So say I use just these 30 cards, and then I figure out, well, Revolutionary Cannon's not really doing any work for me. Let me switch it for a Renade Hopmaster. Okay, so I can do that. Now the fun thing is, and the thing that's going to take some practice, even from the most seasoned person, is getting into the mindset that we don't need a core mechanic. We don't need lands. This is really about getting some good cards together. So you don't have to worry too much. With 30 cards, you're essentially building a deck without lands, and then maybe just minus a few more cards. So you can go straight to the draw mechanic. You can go straight to building a Nullify deck, but maybe you've just got a wide plethora of different cards. That's what's gonna make Sealed so good and separate a lot of Sealed champions from constructed champions, because it's just a totally different mindset. So I'm gonna go through this real quick and just really quickly build a 30 card deck. All right, so I just put together some of the cards that I decided to put in this deck. And by the way, I totally missed it when I was flipping through the cards. Look at what I pulled. Where'd it go? Look at that. Look what I pulled here. Good old Market of Lost Wonders Mythic. That's my second one. Now I gotta decide if I wanna keep it or sell it, or trade it. I'll probably trade it. So if you're in the market for a Market of Lost Wonders, let me know and I will trade it to you for something else. I don't know exactly what I need. I know I need a Blossom's Bite, but I don't know if I trade a Market for that. I think that's still a little off. Okay, so anyways, so this is a pretty interesting little deck here. I did include some lands, but this is going to be a little bit of items, a little bit of control, little bit of attuned, because I do have the Market of Lost Wonders in here. I do have the first, so I went ahead and put the first in there. So we've got a Market, we've got a first. I can't remember if I put another land in here. I want to say there's a third land in here. So there's a couple of lands right there. And so got a few items in here. So I went ahead and put in a Techno Historian to give those items cost 1 less. A little bit of control with the Wretched Mirror. If they're playing some items, give me an option to get them some control. Here, in case they destroy an item, I have an option to bring an item back. Comet Cleaver. And again, another with these, a lot of these are going to cost 3 or 2, but if I can get the first out, or Market even for something like Comet Cleaver, you still have the link. So even though you don't need the lands, you don't need the core, you still have the link that gives everything a discount. So like that. Dealmaker Palladius, I had 2 of them, so I think I have 3 of them. Yeah, because I got the other ones back here. I went ahead and included Dealmaker Palladius just for some power, because I'm probably not going to get too much out at the beginning. So this is great to slap down and get 6 power wherever they have a stone. Also really good for late round, because these lands will give me some actions if I can harvest them last. Growthar Head Chopper, I don't know why I put this in here. I think it was more control. Yeah. So, basically, if they have a lot of things that are 6 or 3, I can give them -3. Here we go. Here's another land. Just to make it tougher, again, I'm going to be having less stones early game, so this will just make it tougher when I do get a stone for them to take it back. Here we go. Now we got a few portaling options here. So this will give me some options to move some cards around. I went ahead and put in some attuned cards. So this one is attuned on Foul Winds for round 7. So if I can get the first out, this will be attuned. And this might be one of the cards that I swap out in between games. Professor Tiberius, whenever this gets equipped, draw a card. And I went ahead and put him in here because I have 2 or 3 Scorpion's Edges in here. I think I just have 2. But since I am running quite a few equipments, I went ahead and put him in there. Vapor Blast Artillery is great for control. So there might be a few cards that they just want to put in a certain spot, and it's sealed, so they're not sure exactly how well that's going to work out. They may not have some protection, so this kind of just disrupts a little bit of their board. I went ahead and put Ethereal Enigmist in here for cost, but since I'm running 2/3 Boundless Links, I can get it down to 3, and it's just a lot of power there. Dwarven Vault, so once I do capture a stone, maybe I can keep it. I went ahead and put a Vob Stalker. I can copy some of the abilities that I have here. Probably not too many of mine, but I would probably use it to copy one of their abilities. Savari Ocean Breaker for some more board control. Technology for some item control. And Vision of Foulwind. Again, in case I get something in my Abyss, or not in Abyss, but something on my board that I want to bring back, I can do that. Richard Grumpkin, this is just a great card to have in case they have some cards that give them actions or cards, or if they play some lands. So it's a little bit of an insurance policy, but I don't have to play it if I don't want to. Seer's Gaze, since I do have some lands, I went ahead and put it in here. Now that I'm thinking about it, I may not. Here's another land that I forgot about. So I do have 4 lands in here. I might sort this out. I'm not sure how that'll play, but with 4 lands, I think that'll give me some good draw into some of the cards that I need. Link's Polysong, because it is attuned, but it is attuned Patria. So again, I'm relying on that first. And then Starburst Malice, this one's just annoying to play with. And then Scorpion's Edge for the Professor, and then just to kind of put some stuff around the board. So, I have never played a sealed game of Wonders. I look forward to practicing. I know there's the Legend on Whatnot wants to sell some bundles and then do some sealed drafts on Tabletop Simulator. But yeah, so that's what the process is like. Now, if I do get through playing this, and at the end of the day, I'm like, man, Seer's Gaze was pointless. It didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I was kind of thinking about Petrian Home Cooked Meal. So yeah, and this is an item too, so let me swap that out. So in between games, you take out Seer's Gaze, I can put in Petrian Home Cooked Meal. You can swap out from your deck pool, so don't count this out. Now, if I did decide that I need more lands for some reason, what I can do is I can come in here. It'd be really great if I had a green token. There we go. So let's say I wanted to get a Patria land, but I didn't pull any Patria lands, okay? Well, I can take this Invasive Sporeling, I can flip it over, and now it's an unknown Patria. It is a land, it'll give you the link, and it gives you that action. So maybe I take this out, and I put this in here, okay? Now, this is the reason why you need to bring your own card sleeves, because if you are playing, you'll know when it's coming up because it is double-sided. So you'll know, oh, my next card's going to be my unknown Patria. Your opponent will know it too. So you need to bring some card sleeves. I don't, if I had to choose like one thing I don't like about Wonders, it's that. It's the double cards. I wish there was a more elegant solution, but I totally understand that, that's the best that they can come up with the resources at hand. And it really affects so few people that are doing sealed. So, but yeah, that's how you do sealed. Let me check my notes here. The only other thing that you may need to know about is card registration. Some tournaments, you may have to do card registration. What that is you're gonna break all your packs open, you're gonna stack them up, and you're gonna give them to another player. That player is going to write down all the cards that you have. Or you might write down all the cards that you have, and then another player has to validate it. So they'll go through here and make sure that you wrote down all the cards that you have, and then that's your roster. Kind of like before sports games, you gotta submit your roster. That's your roster of cards. So that way everyone knows what you have and what you can play, all right? So that is how to do sealed. And I look forward to doing some sealed tournaments. I'll be at the Houston SCG sealed competition as well. Hope to see you guys there, and don't beat me too bad. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe for more Wonders of the First videos, and I will see you all in the next one. Adios.